Hi folks, thanks for joining me again today. Out doing a bushwalk today. Got the Jetboil MiniMo, Tasmanian Tiger Raid Pack, Mark III. Heading out now, gonna walk a few kilometres down to the beach and do a little bit of a breakfast pancakes cook up down there. Cup of tea, let's go. Now there are quite a number of birds in this forest area here, and just down here we can actually see where the birds have been eating fruit, eating the middle out of it and then dropping it. So there's certainly a lot of bird life in here. It's one of the areas I'll be heading to more frequently to photograph as well. Got a little track that runs off the main track here, and it just takes us, it's only a few metres, takes us to a cliff's edge where we can have a bit of a look out over the ocean. Let's have a look, let's see what's going on there. A little bit of breezes just starting to whip up in the tops of the trees here, keeping in mind that I'm really close to the ocean. I'm only 20 metres in, but what I've found, there's just a absolute heap of termite mounds here that some look like they've fallen out of trees, others are actually nests that are on the ground. So yeah, it's pretty amazing just to see them sitting here in the open like this. Well folks, I'm just about at the beach. I've just got to go through this opening and I'm basically on the sand. I'm going to try and find a place to have a little bit of a cook up with the Jetboil MiniMo. It is really windy at the moment, so I'm going to look for a place at the northern end of the beach. The prevailing wind is coming out of the northeast, so hopefully I can get a nice sheltered, shady spot and we'll get this cook up happening. Let's see how we go. Folks, you can see behind me here, my hunch was correct. I was really lucky and I have found a bit of a cave. That should get me out of this wind which is really picking up and get me out of this harsh sun as well. Temperature's probably pushing up to around probably 26, 27 degrees in the sun at the moment, but I'm really looking forward to having a bite to eat and a cup of tea, so we'll get this set up in here now that we're out of the wind and the sun, and we've found a pretty reasonable place here. Let's go. So as I've mentioned in my other videos, I'm in no way affiliated or sponsored by any companies, so when I talk about a product, it's just my honest review, and you know, it's from my experience. Everyone experiences with products will be different because there's different situations, different environments. This here, the Tasmanian Tiger Raid Pack Mark III, a lot of people have asked me how I'm finding it after my first impressions video. I'm super happy with it. Like today, it has about 10 kilos of load in it, which I think, my metric conversion and that's not the best, but it's probably around 40 pounds, give or take a bit. I've walked roughly about 3.5–4 kilometres to get to this point, and it's been across uneven ground and quite thick sand, so it hasn't been an easy walk, and this has been absolutely fantastic. I honestly forgot that I was wearing it. Now with that weight, you know, that's pretty good going, that if you forget that you're wearing something like this with that weight in it after 4 kilometres, it's got to be doing something right. So yeah, I'm really happy with it, but let's get the Jetboil MiniMo out and start a bit of cooking and a bit of tea. Like I've said before, I try to keep everything in these modules, as I call them. Keeps the stove together, keeps all the food and my cookware together, and it just makes it easier if you've got to get out in a rush. You know, you might have a window of a couple of hours where you can get out and go for a bit of a hike and make a cup of tea or something, and it saves you having to get all the items individually if they're all in what I call these modules. And you know, just grab your stove module, grab your cookware module, and away you go. So this is my cookware module, as I call it. It's got basically everything I need in it. Make a cup of tea, it's got spare tea bags and things like that, so it might be something you want to consider. Probably not the best of things if you're going on a multi-day trip, because it takes up too much room. There's a lot of airspace in here, but for day hikes and that, it's just really easy, and if you just want to get out on the spur of the moment, to have them in these modules is fantastic. That's what I reckon anyway. Now, today, this could be anything. I've got a buttermilk pancake mix, so I haven't had breakfast yet. It's about 5 hours into the day, and I thought, well, I'll go out for a hike, make breakfast out there. Mind you, it's nearly 11:15. It's 11:15 a.m. in the morning. I haven't done these on a Jetboil MiniMo before, but we'll give them a try. I don't know if they're going to stick to the Summit skillet. Again, we'll give it a try. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work and I'm walking out of here hungry, but we'll see how we go. Really is very well protected in here. There is quite a good covering of trees across the front here, which gives me a bit of sun protection. Also, hopefully it's breaking that wind up a little bit from the camera, but it's certainly breaking the wind up from me. pretty good. So there is a fill line on these pancake bottles, so it makes it easy. You just fill up to a certain point with water. So if you've got this and water, you've got a meal. But let's see how we go and if it cooks up all right, whether it's going to stick or not. But we've got to give it a shake, get this mix happening. I'm hoping that the Jetboil Summit skillet, that the spatula that comes with this is going to be enough to be able to flip these pancakes. We're soon going to find out. My apologies if there's wind noise getting through. It really is super windy. It probably doesn't show it in here, but where the camera is, it's quite exposed, so there might be a little bit of wind noise. I do apologise for that. Well, let's just say that's probably not working out the best. I really think I probably should have had a little bit of butter or just some non-stick spray to put on that pan to make it easier to flip over. I did think because it previously when I've used it, it hasn't had anything stick to it. It's been, you know, quite good. I thought I could get away with it being a non-stick pan, but there you go. Pancakes are going to put it to the test, and it's going to fail that test pretty significantly. Going to try another one, just make it a little bit thinner, but it really needs some non-stick cooking spray or some butter. That's a given. Like, this pan just isn't up to being able to and it's just not non-stick enough to allow this to be scooped off. Well, that's a bit disappointing that the trail pancakes didn't quite work out. I think the secret's probably to have a bit of butter and or some sort of non-stick spray. The pan itself isn't non-stick enough to allow you to cook pancakes in it. So there we go, we learned something new about the Jetboil skillet, and we'll start packing this up slowly. We'll start doing this hike back to the car. It's starting to get really windy out there. It's really picking up as the day goes on, so just put a bit of water in here just to help clean the pan up a little bit and make it a bit easier when I get home. But one thing, I did get a good cup of tea out of it. See, it's quite a decent little climb to get up here to the cooking cave. probably 3-4 metres. The camera probably doesn't do it justice. It's a tricky little climb, but yeah, it's well worth it. Well folks, there you have it. I'm on my way back. I've been to the cooking cave, as we've called it. Tried to cook some trail pancakes, which was a failure. But at least we got a nice cup of tea and a good walk out of it. Once again, thanks very much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, it would be great if you could give me a thumbs up. Even better, hit the subscribe button. Then you won't miss any of my latest videos. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.